right, so I'm here with Jeff Chang at the beginning of the Molokai race the night before. So Jeff, you got a new craft here.
Yep.
So you've crossed the channel many times. So what kind of craft have you done it on in the past?
So we started in stand-up, and then I did it in OC1, and then also in a 6-man. And so this year I'm trying prone, so it's something different. And then in the coming years I hope to do surf ski, so I've done all of them. That's the plan.
Right on. So and then on stand-ups you've done like on a 14 unlimited, you've done a 2-man team, 3-man team.
Yeah, done all the
solo.
different types of stand-up. Yeah.
Yeah. Many times, yeah.
Yeah.
So but this year is going to be the first time doing it on a prone board,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So how have you been getting ready for this?
Well, I started kind of early in the year, almost at the beginning of the year, just trying to get my body used to the position. But once you get used to the position, I actually think it's almost easier than doing stand-up because you're lying down and your heart rate's lower, and you really can catch really little bumps with the prone board. I don't think people realize that. So it's actually pretty fun and pretty easy. When you stroke into bumps, it's just like you're catching a wave on a regular surfboard and you glide. It's like when you, at the end of your surf session, when you're going in, you catch that little wave and you try to catch it all the way to shore. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, and the boards are so narrow and kind of rounded that they have very low drag compared to stand-up.
You can catch almost anything with these.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your progression of equipment. Like I know you went through a few different boards and now you have this is kind of your final end product. So how did that go?
So I don't know, maybe it's bringing a different perspective, but because I didn't have any knowledge or anything about prone, a little bit, but back in the day we used to race prone, that's all we had. But the boards were a lot different. So now the standard board is the Bark Commander. So at the start of the summer I made kind of a board less similar to that, a stock 12-footer. And it was really nice. It was working good for me. But I planned to go unlimited because I thought it would be easier. I mean, you'd think a longer board is easier, but not really so, because the limited boards are heavier. They're like about, I would say 5 pounds heavier than a stock board, and then it's harder to get it going. It takes more muscle. And then also when you're in really rough water, the board is so long that it kind of hits the board at different angles. And because the hull is round and it's knifey at the front and the back, like a stand-up you kind of stay on top of it, but on a prone, since the board's like that, you get pushed around by the water. So the limited board was really hard to handle for me, probably because I not that much experience on it, and I found my stock times were almost as fast as my unlimited times. So my plan was to go with the stock board if it was really windy, and then unlimited if it was lighter wind. So that was the plan. And then about 3 weeks ago I snapped my unlimited board. So I had the idea to shape something like this, a longer stock board with no tiller. And so I just went ahead and I made the commitment, and I just went ahead and finished it, and it actually works really nice. So it's kind of a stretched out version of a stock board. It's just 3 feet longer, but it's all proportional, and it glides really well. It catches bumps really easy, and it's not too hard to steer. I guess when you got an unlimited board, that's the thing, it's so long that you need a tiller to steer it. But this one, it seems to go fine without a tiller. So yeah, it's really fun to ride. I'm super stoked with it.
So you just designed this on a computer, and then I guess John Amundsen shaped it for you on the shaping machine?
Yeah.
Which program did you use for that?
I use Aku, but John uses Shape 3D, but he can convert it.
Right.
But he can only cut 12 feet with his machine. So I got it in 2 pieces. So you can see right here. Yeah, right there, it's like this is a pretty crude board because I made it in 1 week. But so I had to piece it together right here.
Right.
You just put a straight edge on it and you make sure it's all lined up.
Because basically his shaping, like the tracks his shaping machine is on, is only 12 foot long.
Right,
12 6 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
but
show us the bun.
Came out pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. There's a lot of imperfections. I glassed and sanded it really quick, so it's hard to make it real nice. But it's good enough, I think.
So you said originally the 12-foot board you made was based a little bit on the Bark Commander.
Yeah, it was similar. I changed it a little bit. Like what I did differently was I put a little more volume in this area so that the water doesn't come into the footwell. So you can see like there's kind of almost a hump here, and it kind of goes up here too.
Yeah.
So that makes the water come out like that. That's something different. I made it a little wider. I made the rocker a little different.
So basically this is 15 feet, right? What's it? What are the dimensions? 15 by
20 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically, it's kind of a longer version of the 12-footer that you made
Yep.
originally.
Yep, exactly. Except this one, the 12-footer I made, I noticed it was submerging a little bit when it was big water, so I lifted the rocker about an inch from here up. And then I also made the nose about an inch thicker with volume. So it's pretty much perfect. I'm really happy with it.
Can you maybe just lift it up or hold it up a little bit?
Yeah. Well, the other
For the
thing is
rocker.
when you make your own board, you can make it really light. So this thing is super light. It's under 19 pounds, which really helps catching the bumps.
So
And,
how did you glass it? Just one layer of carbon, top and bottom, or?
Yeah, one layer of carbon and then a layer of 4 ounce on top of that. So
Feels pretty solid.
yeah, it's solid. So carbon and 4 ounce S.
And
yeah,
the blank, the EPS blank is what kind of weight?
1 pound foam, yeah.
1 pound, so it's light, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Did you use anything to seal the blank before you glass it, or?
Yeah, so before you glass an EPS blank, because it's open cell foam, you have to put epoxy paste on it. So I did it all in one step. I just epoxy paste it. You just mix the epoxy with some thick seal or aero seal, and then you just do the whole blank with that, seal it all up, and then right after that, while it's still a little tacky, you just put the cloth
Carbon.
on it, and then you just do the layup.
So then you put carbon first and then 4 ounce on that top of that?
Both at the same time.
At the same time.
I'm by no
Okay.
means an expert glasser, and it's really hard. I wouldn't recommend someone just diving into it.
I know.
And sanding is really hard. That's an art form, actually. Sanding is
Yeah.
difficult to get it smooth and no divots and not
Yeah.
to burn through onto the glass. But I'm getting a little better at it.
And then the painting, if you look at the little details here, it looks like you got a little bit of paint on the deck pad.
Well, that
and
was
stuff,
yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it looks pretty damn good, and if it works good, that's really what matters, right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So in terms of like the material costs, and I mean, how much did you put into this board?
Oh, probably like 600 maybe, something like that.
Including like the shaping cost for
700.
having him cut this
Yeah.
blank and everything?
700 maybe.
Yeah. And then how many man hours?
It's too many. It's not.
So probably
I mean,
like it
if I
costs
could-
you like 700 in materials and like 10,000 in man
Yeah, I
hours.
mean, if I could.
Your
pay
time isn't that cheap either, right?
Yeah, if I could pay someone to make this, I would rather do that for sure, because it would come out better.
Yeah.
And so yeah, maybe I'll have you make one for me, Rob.
No, but yeah, no,
You're
but
from
it
your factory.
makes you realize how much work the pros put in.
It's a lot of work.
Hand shaping and building a board.
I mean,
right?
when you buy a board, you're really getting your money's worth. People don't think that, but there's so much labor that goes into it. It's really, especially a custom. I mean, you're getting a bargain actually when you get a custom board.
But if you can design and build your own board, that's definitely a different feeling than just
Yeah.
buying something off the
Yeah.
shelf, right?
Yeah, it's satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then,
So-
I mean, it looks like it was built in a garage too, so
Yeah.
that's the thing. But it works, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, especially when you want to make custom stuff, it's really hard to make it look pro level. Like kind of,
Yeah.
that's one of the things about the SIC boards, that even when they're totally custom, they still look like a production board, and
Yeah.
everything's perfect. So that's something Mark Rapport is definitely really good at that,
Yeah.
making the boards look really cherry. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, some people have. It's just hard to translate your idea to a shaper. A
Right.
lot of times, that's the part where it might be worth it to do your own thing just to figure it out. If you have an idea what you want, but for most people, it's kind of beyond what they really want to tackle, because it's super easy to mess it up. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you have any pointers for people that want to try to make their own boards? Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, plus that you gotta have a place to do it. That's another hard part, so.
So where did you do
I
it?
kind of did it half in my garage, half in my driveway, half in a park that's
Yeah.
next door to us.
And your
so.
wife still loves you.
Yeah, she's really nice. She's
Yeah,
super
Lori's the
understanding.
sweetheart, huh?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky, super lucky.
If I did it in my garage, I'd be out of there pretty soon.
Yeah, she
I'd be
can't
sleeping
park her
in the
car.
garage.
Yeah, there's no parking in our garage. No.
Yeah, I know. Your
It's like
garage
boards
is like a tool
and
shed. Huh?
workbenches and all
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's really impressive, Jeff. So,
Yeah, hopefully it works good tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
have fun.
so what about the conditions tomorrow? What do you think it's going to be like?
It's looking like real easterly and lighter, which is good. I think that'll be good. I've never really paddled in something like that. It's always been from the right, and a little more tricky, but this should be fun, I think. I'm kind of curious to see how fast we go. Because the wind is lighter, so theoretically you're not getting pushed, but it's also the perfect direction, yeah. So that, and the tide is super good. It might be really fast times tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to be competing in the 50 to 59-year-old, or what is your age group division?
Yeah, 50s unlimited. There's some heavy hitters in there.
Yeah.
So.
And how old are you now?
59.
So next year, or wait?
You don't have 60s, so
after 59 is this?
It's 50
same.
to death. That's what
50
they
to
call
death.
it. What did Buzzy call it?
50 to death.
50 to dead. 50 to dead. That's the division.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for a 59-year-old, you're just definitely doing really well, and it's awesome that you can even think about doing it on a pro board. I think for most of us, that's kind of like, how do you even do that?
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun because I used to swim a lot when I was, younger. But it's really, it's actually, if you come from a background like that or surfing, it's actually, I think, easy to transition back into it, and it's your body actually gets stretched out. It's like when you do stand up, it's a lot of muscular effort. It feels like almost weightlifting, but when you do prone, it's like swimming. You feel loose and long after. And for training for prone, you can just swim. So you can just go to master swim workout. It's super easy.
So
just turn your mind off
in terms of like if like someone like me wanted to get into prone, I mean, I've done it a few times, but do you have any tips like in terms of technique, like what to look out for, and also, I mean, also maybe talk about how you train for the Molokai race, like what, how did you get started and so on. And
I think probably for most people the hard part is the position, chest and your back muscles have to be able to hold you up and paddle. That's going to be really hard for a lot of people on your neck.
And you said part of the design here is to kind of lift up your chest.
Right, so this kind of lifts up your chest. This actually lifts up your chest more than a bark, so that's another thing I changed. I made really, it's more pronounced right in the front here, so that it helps support your chest. So that's the hardest part, getting, I mean, when you go surfing after you haven't surfed for a long time, it's, you get sore neck and everything.
What about your ribs? Do you ever get sore ribs?
Nah, because these pads are really cushy.
Once you get on, you sit on.
Yeah. So yeah, just getting used to the position and then allowing yourself a lot of time before the race to transition, so that actually then you can start to do some real training on it before, like 3-4 months before the race, and then you should be good. I mean, a lot of people, I listen to a lot of prone paddlers and their tips, and a lot of prone paddlers don't really paddle on the board that much. They swim a lot, that's a key, just go to swim practice or whatever you can do in the ocean. I mean, doing swim practice in a master's workout is really good for that. And so you can do that a lot and not have to worry about injuring your body, but you can't like go on this every single day and hammer it. It's just too hard on your body.
So how often per week do you try to train, and like how long and so on? So
I go go to swim practice a couple times a week. I mean, I gotta work, right? So, and then Wednesday we do our downwinder. The weekend we do a long one, and then another shorter tempo one, and then I try to do one more during the week, like some kind of interval work. I probably should have done more interval work, but it's just hard to fit in. And then I do yoga 3 times a week. I think that's super important.
Yoga, and then also master swim training.
Yeah, I mean, that's what keeps for me, at my age, that's what keeps me going pretty much.
So pretty much every day you're doing something then?
Oh yeah.
You don't have a rest day?
Monday's sort of a rest day, but I'll go to yoga, maybe only do yoga on the rest day. So,
so that's how you stay in shape, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta enjoy it. I mean, I really enjoy it. That's the whole thing. I mean, if you like what you're doing, then it's not hard.
It doesn't feel like a workout, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, talk a little bit about your whole philosophy of like helping others and sharing. I always find that if you ever need anything, you just have to ask Jeff and he'll do it for you, which is almost a bad thing for you, but it's like you have a hard time saying no to people. But I mean, obviously it works for you somehow. But
yeah, it all comes back, I think, and I like doing it. I mean, that's my whole thing. If other than paddling, one of the things I enjoy the most is helping people, and I seen them succeed at something because I helped them out, So, and coaching like you and I coach, that's pretty rewarding. But yeah, I mean, people have a hard time doing something. If I can help them, why not? I mean, it's a little bit of time for me, but you know, it's beneficial. I mean, everyone's happy, right? And we all help each other out. And I think in the whole world, if everyone did that, it'd be a better place, right? So that's
No
kind
doubt.
of my philosophy. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Should make a sticker out of that bumper
Yeah,
sticker. I'm not sure what it would be, but yeah, cool. So you're 59, and I guess you enjoy your work and you enjoy training and
Yeah.
working hard. So
Yeah. Life is good.
where's I mean, how much longer do you think you can do that? Like work out every day and paddle the Molokai every year and do all that stuff?
Well, I hope my wife's not watching this, but I hope to be able to do it for as long as I can, you know.
What does
Till
your
50
wife?
till dead, right?
Yeah, 50 till dead. So what would your wife rather do? I guess
Well,
she'd
she
probably
just
like to
kind
travel and
of,
stuff.
yeah,
huh?
I mean, she just kind of gets worried when I'm out there in the middle of the channel. I mean, it's, you know, for people who don't do it, it seems like something that's pretty extreme. But, you know, for us that do it a lot, paddle in the ocean a lot, it's just, that's what we do, you know, that's our element, that's where we feel comfortable, and that's where we enjoy ourselves. So, I mean, that's how we all are, you know, we just, being in the water, if we're in the water, we're good, right?
So who do you have on your support crew on the boat tomorrow?
I have Nicole there. She's been on my support
Hey, Nicole, come over here.
a couple of years now. She's great. She jumps in the water. She helps me change the bottle. Last year when it was just hard conditions,
so
she
your support.
got cold water for me that I could pour on my head, and that made a huge difference. So that, I mean, it cooled my core temperature down, and I didn't think of that. She thought of that. So that was a treat I've never experienced during my 10 years of paddling across the channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, cold water on the head, that was pretty nice. But yeah, having someone jump in the water and help you change your bottles, it's really saves you a lot of time rather than having to stop, sit, wait for the boat to come over, throw them your stuff, wait for them to throw stuff back to you. It saves a lot of time.
So Nicole, you did this last year for Jeff too, right?
I did.
So what do you do? Like you just jump into shark infested waters and with bottles and like tell us what do you do as a support crew person for Jeff?
Oh man, we pose as shark bait, and no, it's actually a lot of fun to watch somebody, you know, like go through all of the different emotions, and I mean, because it's a hard channel, and I think you go through a lot, and you never know what the conditions are going to be like, and so it's really nice to be able to support somebody and cheer them on and take pictures and like capture memories for them, you hope, and cool them off if possible, and just keep them encouraged the whole way. It's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have her on.
And you've done the channel a few times yourself. You've done it solo, right?
I have once.
Yeah. Once.
The one and only
so you
time.
Can
One and done.
You can kind of relate to how you feel when you're doing it, right?
I remember how hard it was, and I remember the girl, my best friend Holly, was on my boat, and I remember like at that point when you're getting close to the wall at China Walls, and you never feel like you're getting any closer.
Did you get grumpy?
Did
you yell at her?
I remember her getting in the water and like coming up to my board, and I remember just sitting down like feeling pretty defeated in the moment, and she said to me, she said, when it's all over, it's going to be the best day ever.
That's true.
I didn't believe her in that moment.
A bumper sticker out of that one too.
Yeah, but you know what? Looking back on it, she was so right. It really was the best day ever when I finally got done. But I remember how important it was to have her there, and just, you know, she believed in me. And then even when I didn't believe in myself, she was like, "You've got this." And you know, it's good memories.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah. So that's something you can tell Jeff.
When it's all over,
I mean,
it's going to be the
I
best
guess
day ever.
when you're doing something that's easy to do, it doesn't feel as rewarding afterwards. So if you, I mean, the harder it is, the more of an accomplishment it is, I guess. Yeah. So if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
I think I remember getting him to smile last year. And it was
Yeah,
like, I said, I was trying to get him to smile no matter what I said or how loud I cheered or anything. And then I said, "Cold water," and I just saw this big smile pop up on his face. I'm like, okay, and I just keep yelling "cold water" the whole time.
I was pretty grumpy. It was hot. It was a hard race last year.
You know what? I've been my captain. He has like this. He has like a water spray thing, like with pressurized water. So he has like a hose. He can hose me down, and he has like ice in the water. So it's like it's like an ice cold shower. It's like so cool. I love that. You should probably patent that or something. Anyway. So okay, well, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Same to you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Aloha. watching. Give us a thumbs up, please. Hope you enjoyed the show. Aloha.